Today in Total War Warhammer 3, we're going to be taking a look at how to beat the game as Azazel. For his faction effects, we have Diplomatic Relations plus 80 with the Empire, Kislev, Cathay, and Bretonnia. Vassals gain immune to psychology and spread Slaanesh corruption. He can seduce units, applies and benefits from seductive influence and gifts of Slaanesh. And then for Lord effects, he has the passive ability Domineering Aura, seduce units cost minus 20% for Empire, Bretonnia, Kislev, and Cathay units, and a seduce units budget of plus 25%. Inside of the campaign, you start out in Norska above Kislev, and you are at war with the Brotherhood of the Bear. For diplomacy, Kislev does not particularly like you, and the Norskins are all neutral. And the first turn is just dealing with his first army, and then the first settlement, before then making your way to the Bay of Blades and gifting this settlement to your vassal. Now, if we look at our victory conditions, we have to hold the Trollheim Mountains, which we have already accomplished, the Giant Home Mountains, which is where that one dwarf faction is that has the fun missions, the Mountains of Hell, which is where Throgg is, the Vanheim Mountains, which are all the way over here, and the Mountains of Naglfari, which are just one province over from our starting province. Now, we could go to war with the Troll King. Alternatively, we can go in and we can get a non-aggression pact, because when we do this, this fills up the seduction bar, which allows us to eventually, at the cost of 2,000 souls, dominate the faction. And we can increase this by getting any form of diplomacy accomplished with the faction. However, there is a very, very interesting little thing you can do where you can give a faction gifts. And this is counted as doing diplomacy with them. So when you give him the gift, not only do you make the faction like you a bit more, but you increase the amount of seductive influence you have. So if you ever need to speed up being able to dominate a faction, just send them a lot of gifts. Now, over the next 15 turns or so, you should be able to take over the vast majority of Norska. If you aren't able to get every single faction, that's fine. As you can see here, I haven't gotten the Varg yet. They're still a completely free Norscan tribe. However, the rest of them are all my vassal, including Wintertooth, who was seduced into following Azazel. And although this isn't something you have to do, taking down Be'lakor could be a good idea. This is purely because he doesn't necessarily like you, he doesn't dislike you, but he doesn't necessarily like you either. So just deal with Be'lakor, take down his faction, and once they've been dealt with, you now have an island that you can use to launch attacks into Bretonnia if you so choose. However, if you take a look at the victory conditions, we're still quite a ways away from the occupying, loot, razing, or sacking 30 different settlements. But we have the Trollheim Mountains, the Mountains of Hell, because we have this through Wintertooth, the Vanaheim Mountains, which is where Wulfric starts, and the Mountains of Naglfari. However, we are missing the Giant Home Mountains. So this is about the time where, if you haven't already, you need to get a second lord, and then use any gifted units or warband recruitment in order to fill up the army once you have enough money to do so. Now, once you're in position with your second army, it is time to launch an attack on the Giant Home Mountains. Now, for some reason, the Magathcan have not been wiped out by Malachi Makaisen. Instead, Malachi was over attacking the Frozen Landing and doing battle with the Chaos Dwarves. Why? I have no idea. But if for some reason the lair of the Troll King is still controlled by the Magathcan, that will be the first place you attack, before then going to war with the Stunties and taking over the settlement. With Makaisen's faction wiped out, you can take all the settlements that you captured and trade them off to a vassal, before then focusing on the occupying, loot, razing, or sacking the 30 different settlements. In order to get that done, you can go to war with Bretonnian factions and attack all of Bretonnia, or you can launch an attack into Kislev and down into the Empire. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Also, go check out my Discord server, as well as my Patreon. Links to both those in the description below. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day.